What's going on, guys? Cyn for the win here, and welcome to our new franchise mode with the Philadelphia Flyers, the Broad Street Bullies. Alright, so we're going to basically in this video, like we normally do the first one, take a look at the team, kind of decide a direction, any initial moves we might make, and just try to plan for the near future, what we want to be initially. Get the hell out of here. Assistant coach. Okay, so first line is great. I wouldn't change a thing on this first line, to be honest. Maybe switch around. Yeah, maybe switch Simmons and Voracek. Voracek's a lefty. I like to do that. They can switch for the power play, maybe, but yeah, all right. Giroux, Simmons, Voracek. Wow, they're very, very well in their prime. We can have the good few years running here. I think we don't want to waste that. All right, and then they got some young guys here. Oh, they even have Filppula. Really interesting. All right, so. Yeah, oh man, definitely got some potential here. Definitely got some potential. I'd probably move this guy off, or I don't know. Okay, their lines aren't bad. The second line is a bit weak. Reed right here. Yeah, he's a bit on the weak side. How's his defense? I could keep him as a role player, though. I mean, he could always jump up during injuries in the playoffs. Look at his defensive stats aren't bad, so he could play third line. Raffle, kind of the same, but not as good. Plus, Reed is a righty, so he could play on the other side if we wanted. Maybe have Weiss playing on the fourth line or something like that. Yeah, Bellemare, not that great. Van de Velde, defensive stats, not that great. Yeah, the fourth line defensive stats aren't that great, so maybe they aren't the best, but we can make them better. Defensively, though, yeah, they got Ghost to Spare. Ooh, bit weak on the defensive end. Yeah, definitely on the weak side. But Provorov and Ghost to Spare is kind of like your future, like 1 and 2 guys. Most likely Ghost to Spare is going to be the number 2, but we'll try to get him as high as we can, playing him in that top 2 role. Gudas, yeah, don't know. I think he's done growing actually. But yeah, the defense definitely needs a retool. They're definitely lacking. Interesting. All right. Goaltender situation, you got Mason and Neuwirth. So their core is all around the same age, 28, 27. So that gives us a nice like few years to go for a cup. And then if we want to do the same thing, like do a rebuild right after we get that, or I'm not too sure how we're going to do this, but we could, like I said, it's all up to what we want to do. But they definitely have, I mean, technically you have about 6 years if you want. You have 6 years with your main core here. And then you got some younger guys in there, of course, that you have longer with. But is Couturier a guy you can build around? Yeah, 87 for passing and offensive awareness. He's okay. I mean, if those got a lot better, then I could say, yeah, you could build around him in the future. But defensively is really good, though. As one of those like centers, though, you almost want some of that his offense to be slightly better, but we'll see how he does. I mean, you can see how he does. Schen's decent as well. I mean, a lot of two-way forward. They definitely have a lot of defense spread out in their top 6. Perhaps lacking some goal scoring though. Yeah, Voracek actually looks like he could score some goals, but he's also really good at passing. So yeah, definitely some potential here. And let's actually check out what they have in the system as well, because I'm not too sure. All right. If they have some good rookies, then maybe we might not even need to go through any rebuild. We could just keep on top of things. All right, in the system. All right, a red elite. Oh, and that kind of stops. Okay, so they only have like one kind of decent guy. It's a defenseman at least, but actually, yeah, 70. Oh, he's another lefty, though. That's actually not good because they have a lot of lefties already. Do they have any righty Ds here? Oh, my goodness. No. You guys need some righties on defense. Wow. All right, well, some of these guys are pretty damn good, though. Looks like they can grow, hopefully, relatively well. So defensive core in a couple years should be a bit better. Yeah. Could be a bit better here. Yeah. And then Hart obviously is going to be decent, but really how good is he going to be? Stolarz could be a good backup. Hart, I mean, if he could break out of that starting role, but, I mean, if he doesn't get above 85, 86, depending on how he plays with the defensive core, then you probably might want someone slightly better. And it depends on what assets we have. If we want to decide, you know, if we want to take a couple years to, like, slowly retool, like a year or two, and then kind of be like, okay, now we need to start winning the cup. In another couple years, then you'd start maybe trading off guys with potential that maybe aren't going to fit on your team or something like that. I don't know. That's kind of what I'm looking at right now. Because you guys, Giroux, Voracek, and Simmons, like I said, all around the same age. Even Mason's on their same age. So, but Mason isn't even that strong of a tendy either. So maybe you make a trade with Mason. Neuwirth's fine as a backup. I like him as a backup. But Mason as a starter, you need a really strong defense to help him out. Although all his categories are pretty good, so we could try him out. We'll see how he does maybe in the first year. Problem is, you know, then you got to resign him. We got to make that choice. So that'll be a choice for us to make, definitely. Do we want to resign, like use Mason, resign him, or kind of start moving away from him immediately? All right, so definite options here. But yeah, they definitely need at least a retool before they're even close to becoming a competitive team. Like they don't need a full-on rebuild, obviously. They've got some great pieces here. They have a first line that's amazing, a second line that's almost good. Like when you look at it, they need one more piece. Couturier and Shen are fine. You can even use Filppula. You can say, hey, Filppula, go play second line, which we might do. I mean, that's a triple two-way forward second line, though, which I'm not super excited about. But as Filppula declines, he can take on that third line role. There's a couple years left on that deal. Yeah, it's the Reed. He could be a good third line, and that's what he's listed as. Raffle. Both of them are decent, but Reed's a bit better for the third line, just by his defensive stats are slightly more rounded and just better overall. Don't get me wrong, Raffle's not bad, but he's done growing. He's not even that great of a sniper, so this guy can go, in my opinion. Dale Weiss. This guy looks really old for 28. I didn't even think Weiss was this young. Jesus Christ, man. All right, he's good defensively, but I'd use him on the fourth line most likely. You could use him on the third line, but Bellemare is kind of like a non-player. I wouldn't have him anywhere. I mean, he's not that great. Cousins still growing as a playmaker with the top 9 though. Listed to be depth. Konechny, this guy could be someone you try to build around as well. So you definitely want to make sure that this guy can get the time he needs where he needs it, which looks like, oh, he's on the main roster. Okay, yeah, we got to make sure that he gets sent down to the juniors or the AHL immediately. I want to play this guy correctly. You're listed to be a minor scorer. You got to play him down there for sure. Yeah, we could get that guy pretty good. And then, yeah, they already have quite a few pieces here that you could in the future build around. Couturier is one of those who, I don't know. This guy feels like he could play on the wing more if, depending on how, what's his name gets, Konechny. But that's pretty much it. Yeah, other than Konechny and then that one defensive prospect, that's about it for the really good guys. You got a couple top 4s, but those are never guaranteed to get to the top 4. We'll try our best with them, but yeah, definitely you'd have to make choices if you want to improve the team. For now, you definitely need to make some choices. That defensive core is not even close to good enough. Gudash, I mean, if he hangs out at that 84 overall, I wouldn't even be mad at that. I would play this guy in the top 6, and he's got a decent contract for the top 6. Not great, not ideal, but it's not bad for the top 6 at all. Only paying him like $3 million. I prefer if it was just like closer to 3 or maybe a little under in the 2s, but I mean at 84 overall, yeah, it's going to be hard to get a contract like that. But yeah, definitely would keep around Gudash if he because his defensive stats are really good. If he hangs around 84, still remains as the top 6 guy, I would definitely use him. Super solid. Oh my god. Oh, this contract. Oh my god. Sorry, I'm sorry, Flyers fans, that you have to deal with that. That's actually gross. That's really gross. Oh my goodness. If I could just get rid of this guy immediately, I will. And I'll do everything in my power to get rid of him. Yeah, defensive core is bad. Even worse now. Alright, so let's see what kind of assets they have, like at the trading screen. Because that will also kind of determine what moves we might make right now. Who they have? Boyd Gordon too. He's not bad. He could be a decent fourth liner. I remember he usually has some decent defensive stats. I'll have to maybe check that again. Where the hell was he? Was he in the AHL or what? I don't know. I must have missed him somehow. Okay, so when you look at trade values for some of the stuff they have, drops off kind of really after Voracek and Giroux, really. Draft pick wise, okay, they got some, all right, pretty standard. They got, okay, they're not missing any like big picks or anything like that. Oh, actually, oh no, just like reverse there for whatever reason it does that. Okay, all right, yeah, they're not missing any major picks or anything in these first couple years, so that's always an option. Move some of those guys for helping to retool, which wouldn't be a bad idea. I might keep the first for the first year because I'm not sure how we'll do, and yeah, obviously if we do terrible, you want to use that pick. Maybe pick up Liljegren and actually use him to make him grow. Alrighty, instead of letting the computers have him for the first half and screwing him up. Or maybe just me screwing him up by not playing him immediately. Alrighty, some decent value in here, but not really. Stolarz has some decent value for a fringe starter, though. Hart, yeah, we're going to hold on to him. But I like Stolarz to be a potential backup. Neuwirth's fine as a backup. They got a really good 1-2 punch in the backup for now, so maybe we do use Stolarz as the, yeah, we might use him as some trade value. I mean, if it comes down to it, you got to make some choices, and that might be a choice we have to make. Sure, he's probably going to be a really good backup, but it all depends on how he grows. Maybe he won't grow, and he's already listed to be a backup, so we're kind of don't have space for him already if he's already listed to be a backup. So that actually presents a bit of a problem, him listing already listed to be a backup at 79, which is a bit weird. So if he's not going to grow too much in that AHL role, so maybe we do use his value to pick up something. But the big thing we need is a second liner. I mean, that's a given. You can't expect deep playoff runs with some of the guys. Now, I wouldn't be opposed to, like, sure, we move Filppula up. That's a second liner. Now, but after that, we will need a third line center, and I think that value might be able to get him. And then if that second line isn't working out scoring-wise, then we'll have to keep retooling that until we find something that works. And then, of course, we're waiting on Provorov and Gostisbehere to get better. But in the meantime, if we want to start being competitive right away, we may need to pick someone else up because we don't really have, I mean, too much. Yeah, Provorov's going to get Gostisbehere. He might get slightly better, maybe not too much better. Then that's pretty much it. Yeah, you get this Sanheim guy there. It's no guarantee that he gets really good, and he's another lefty, which I know doesn't hugely matter, but I kind of prefer a lefty-righty thing. It gives you a lot more options, and it does, for some reason, seem to help in the playstyle, at least in my experience, and I could be completely biased on that. But he has really low trade value for that Red Elite, so we'd have to see how he does. He's still listed, yeah, he's listed to be a minor, so we'll play him in the minor top 2 since he's listed as a minor top 4. Try to boost him up as best as we can. But yeah, we got options here. That's basically what I'm trying to say. I'm just trying to explore all the options, start to spitball ideas about what we want to do in the first couple years and the years after that. But I think, yeah, we got to spend at least a year or two trying to retool. Just probably still trying to make the playoffs, give ourselves a shot. Like, it's not going to be like a full-on tanking or anything like that. But we do need to definitely kind of try to perfect this roster here before we make any type of cup runs. So you guys let me know about that plan and everything like that. And any ideas that you guys had, any trades that you saw that would maybe work or anything like that. But that's what I'm thinking right now. I mean, Filppula, we could have a second line of 287s and an 86. It's not terrible. And that could be like what we have currently. Filppula can like spot fill as we try to train up some other guys, basically. And we'll need some kind of a fourth liner. Like Cousins, maybe I don't think he's going getting anywhere, to be honest. I was thinking, oh, at the top 9 maybe he breaks out, but at 23, this guy's kind of done. So this guy's honestly, in my opinion, trade value. He doesn't have great defensive stats, doesn't look too good, and of course, any roster changes that you guys want to make, I'll consider. I mean, maybe you guys are thinking Raffl or Reed is better than they're listed here. I would have to check them out. I would have to check out their stats for sure, just to see if I would agree with any changes. Other than that, like, Michael Del Zotto seems a bit underrated. Actually, after leaving the Rangers, he just kind of sucks, so I'm not too sure. Manning's fine the way he is. I might just trade this guy out of principle, to be honest. Yeah, I'll trade him out of principle. He's not even that good defensively. Screw him. All right, and McDonald, I would love to ship off that contract. Oh, man. Yeah, but Provorov, yeah, play him immediately in the top 6. We'll need someone else in the top 4. You could have him, oh, man. Yeah, this is bad. I'm thinking we change up the entire bottom 4 here of this defense. We hold on to, oh, we'll need someone. Oh, my gosh, yeah. This might actually take a, ugh. This defense is really, that's the one glaring hole right now is this defense. And to be honest, I mean, if I don't watch the Flyers too much, but I know they don't have the strongest defense. I mean, they have an okay defense, but I wouldn't say it's super strong by any means, and that's, you know, it's shown by their lack of success in recent history. But like I said, if you guys have any, you know, roster changes that you want to make, I'll take them into consideration for sure. But, yeah. All right. Well, then, I think that's pretty much it. We kind of went over some ideas we have for this, and then, of course, you guys are going to chime in, help me out, see what we want to do with this team. All right, guys, so we're going to try to put the Bully back in Broad Street and hopefully make this team dominant force again. Hopefully. We'll see what happens, guys. So let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you guys in the next one.